What's up, guys?
What's
Hello,
going
what's
on?
up?
Hello. How goes it?
Not too bad. A lot of red in these streets right now, but I'm not too bad.
Yeah, I mean it's especially when you look at we have up the weekly heat map here, and over the last week, Bitcoin is down 10%,
Dang.
Ethereum 16%,
That's a lot of
Solana
percent.
15%,
50.
yeah, 15,
Oh,
Doge 19, XRP holding strong at 9.5. Look at that. One of the it's leading the way.
it's
Yeah,
leading the
not too
way.
bad there.
We had a snowstorm here today,
Oh,
so
really?
anything can happen at this point. Woke up this morning fully fully convinced that spring has already arrived, and wake up to a snowstorm dumping hard, and then as I'm dropping my daughter off at school, it's pouring rain, and then now you look outside and it's sunny and almost all the snow is gone. So you know, just like the markets, really. It's an analogy. Speaking of weather, um, in space, we're going to get that full moon tonight. Do you guys kind of subscribe to the full moon theory and kind of phases
I've
and
seen how it works.
Wait,
I've
isn't
never
there
got
like a
too far
isn't
into
there
it.
like a thing like a lunar eclipse tonight?
It's
it's
supposed to be like a
yeah,
blood moon or something.
blood moon. So we're going to get all the red out by the end of tonight, and then it's all green, right? Is that what it
That's the
is?
plan.
Is that how we're pivoting?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's get it out of the way, and yeah, I like that. I like that theory.
I'm going with it. We need theories at this point. Um, let's get into the slideshows.
Wait, isn't
Take
it there like a lunar eclipse tonight or something?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what the blood moon is. Is it's a lunar eclipse or something along those lines. It's major. I think people are talking about it. I'm hearing people talk about it, just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I don't know. Definitely gonna try and see it.
Between 1 and 3 a.m. apparently
Oh, dang, maybe not.
is the potential lunar eclipse here. So
Maybe I shall not go see that.
yeah, I don't know if that works differently. If we're going to see it on the West Coast and we can catch it at like between 10 and midnight, that'd be all right.
Right.
So we'll check it out that way.
It's
Um,
currently, my bad. It's currently 65 degrees in Chicago,
wow,
which is crazy. It's supposed to
balmy.
get up to like 70 potentially tomorrow.
Yeah, and then wait for your snowstorm in a couple
Well,
days.
it's supposed to storm pretty bad, like potentially some tornadoes, they're saying.
Okay, there
Tornado.
you go. There you go. Sheesh.
We'll see.
No, what's causing all this weather chaos is this Bitcoin volatility. It's up, it's down, it's been pretty crazy. Still good
For
volatility over
sure.
the last week. Maybe a little more calm than what we had, a week and a half ago on the weekend there. But it's still in this kind of chop downtrend, bit of rebound, and then chop downtrend kind of scenario. Rumors of federal income tax, or at least a Trump goal of eliminating federal income taxes for anyone that makes less than 150K. Possibly, we'll see. Like a lot of things Trump says, it all depends on what actually happens
And
and,
what's
and how
voted
that plays out.
upon.
Yeah, that too. Obviously, the government needs to continue to have inflows for what's remaining post Doge and all of the activities that go on there.
Yeah.
But you know, positive nonetheless. I think there's certainly other ways of taxing and handling things than taking it from you before you even get it. I'd like to see more of a spending based tax versus a earning based tax personally. But PPI results were soft here this morning. Potential economic cool down stocks, etc., down a bit on that activity. Crypto tended to follow. Overall, though, I think positive to see inflation kind of really falling back in line, and I think it doesn't take a lot to inject the markets and the economy with a bit of energy once things are kind of settled in. So even though they priced it in kind of as a red day and a bit of a loss, I think this is quite positive in the next few months. So we'll see how that plays out. Ethereum is now at a 5-year low versus Bitcoin. Bitcoin's domination
Jeez.
to rise versus Ethereum, and Ethereum struggles. I seen a tweet, and I don't know if this is true. I didn't fact check it or do the math on it, but it was like someone had bought a doodle at 1.29 ETH, and I guess depending on when they bought it, but now it's worth over 3 ETH, but they're down
Oh,
on
damn.
that trade because of the amount of loss to Ethereum. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
there's certainly Ethereum has really struggled to, and Solana to a degree as well, right? Bitcoin dominance has been steadily increasing over the last couple months here. Tariff battle still goes on. Mostly Europe and Canada, where we're seeing the most kind of activity and battle and debate and negotiation and countermeasures, et cetera. And I've talked about it quite a bit as a Canadian, what my thoughts are, et cetera. But I think generally speaking, we have been far too aggressive in our countermeasures and not looking for resolution where we probably should. AI agent market cap is down to 2.2 billion, down 3.67 over the last 24 hours, down over 50% over the last couple of weeks, down from a high, I think, of 17 billion at one point. So wild slide on the AI market cap side of things. NFTs volumes are fairly stable. We had a mint reveal here today. Good Vibes Club, pretty good art, very punk-ish type vibes, kind of that similar style with a slight 3D element to them. I've said in the past, certainly when NFTs are in their heyday, that 3D style art has always been something that is not performed as well. But there's a little bit of interest to these, and they have hit the timeline among the KOLs, and it's to a degree that I suspect that they will, not suspect, but potentially get a bit of a run on this. But nothing significant. But it's awesome to see a new project come out. Great art. Again, I fade 3D a bit, but overall something positive in the NFT space. Node Monks rally a bit to 21%, up to 0.048. Mutant Ape Yacht Club up 1.3%. You can see I'm digging here a bit, but Creeps also up 20% to 2.42 ETH. Also seeing that a couple games are getting to it. So Parallel Avatars rolling out the next phase, and then Fluff World is going to be launching on Xbox. So projects continue to get some of their milestones completed on the gaming side of things. Meme coins, very few. I only found a couple. In fact, Ket is not one I'm super familiar with, but up 12% to 177 million, minus 38 in the last 7 days. Popcat up 4.9%, down 27% in the last 7 days. We've seen some meme coins removed from platforms such as Binance and Coinbase NYC, lower volumes, that sort of thing. And there's a couple newer ones, and we are seeing some new meme coins produce and some success on them. So there was Puiz, that's the Vance meme that's going around, and then there's also what is it? Everything is computer. The Trump Tesla meme that also is moving around a bit. So there are some bubbling up here and there. They move a little slower. The upside is a little lower, but certainly some activity on the meme kind of streets. And then as far as prediction markets goes, price achievement for 100K is down to 8%, was 16% earlier in the week probability, and then 70K is up to 30%, up from 27%. So downside kind of sentiment overall. Thoughts, majors, what's up?
It is a weird spot in the market, I'd say, like it always is. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like where it's at. Maybe this is some of the liquidations that we needed to get some price to keep moving up. But I wouldn't be surprised to see more red on the streets.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Otherwise, I mean, mid, next few months, next quarter, to long term, year, 2 years, still very positive news all around crypto. Bitcoin continues to gain favor as a store of value, as a reserve currency, and so the best kind of scenario is just continue to put funds aside into crypto, DCA in.
Facts.
Hard to kind of time these markets, and I think if you're DCAing into Bitcoin and some of your favorites here at this point, or wait it out another week if you think there's some downside, then there's still a lot of positivity on the horizon for crypto overall, and I couldn't imagine, unless there's some kind of major event, recession, etc., that we're into any form of bear market. I think there's just too much positive outlook, certainly when it surrounds Bitcoin. Otherwise,
Yeah, I agree. I think this is move probably to take out a lot of the people that were buying the top, and they're like, all right, now it's time to go to 200K, and well, welcome to the reality of crypto here. But it's probably gonna shake a lot of people out. It already has shaken a lot of people out, I'm sure. Um, but if we were here back even when we started these calls, we would still be up. So, even if you were just dollar cost averaging them.
Honestly, my opinion is a few different things. Danksy, I think, and I talked about it. Maybe it was the last time we were on together, but I mean, total tokens on CoinGecko, you got about 17,000 back during like that. Even 2 years ago, when Bitcoin was running up from 15K to 100K, or even 15K to 70K, there wasn't that many tokens, and even the time before. I feel like money's allocated a little bit more, or a little bit more. Trying to think of the word, but it's dispersed across more baskets, I guess, is the best way to put it. And I think also too, crypto and Bitcoin, mostly Bitcoin, has become a little politicized, and I think that's right now why we kind of have that weird time in the market where it's a time where we would imagine everybody bullish buying Bitcoin, buying crypto, countries adopting it, states adopting it, Trump adopted it. But realistically, bro, I feel like the moment Trump signed it and said, "Hey, crypto reserve, Bitcoin, this, that, the other," it put instantly, as soon as Trump liked it, the opposite party hated it. Had he hated him, like, yeah, no, 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 not sure about crypto. They'd have been like, yeah, we're not so sure either. They probably still wouldn't have wanted it, but um, I kind of feel like it's a little media manipulation. I think it's also money being spread across farther, more baskets, more chains, more tokens, more meme coins. There's meme coins being sent off every second, minute. But yeah, man, I think there's a couple different things that have to do with it, but I think the whole Bitcoin and crypto being politicized has a big factor. Like, think about this: 9 years ago, not 9 years, 6 years ago, when I first started seeing crypto, we were over here. Bitcoin had came down to like $3,500. I want to say it was 2000. Yeah, 2019 is when I found out about crypto. But so it came down to like $3,500, and dude, we took off. People were buying. There was no major mass adoption. It was becoming more well known as we, rode up to 60K, but there wasn't that many people on board. Now you have the fact, right? People have been buying, 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 buying. Why is it now, right? Now let's look at percentage. Why is it now? I make a post on Facebook, and all the people want to say is something about Trump, right? I've been buying, DCing since around this time, the last 6 years. And now all of a sudden, bro, all of a sudden, like, some chump on Facebook wants to message or reply back to my post saying like, "Oh, now, how's it doing now? Trump touches it and it's going to shit." Like, bro, where have you been? Like, bro, we're up 9x, 8x since 1,500%. Like, and all of a sudden it's bad over here because Trump. And I looked on his page, and forget politics, bro. If you get emotional with politics when trading, you're gonna get emotional when trading, which is not a good mix. But what's funny, man, is he's supporting the opposite party, but he's getting so emotional over it, and just now he's decided, once we've gone through all of these trials, tribulations, errors, haters, naysayers, Jim Cramer saying Bitcoin is you're an idiot sandwich if you buy it down here, and dude, like, bro, we went through everything, and all of a sudden, as soon as Trump says, "Let's adopt it," it's a bad idea. So I think, it made me kind of realize today, actually, I'm like, I feel like it's kind of became a little politicized. Um, People are kind of schemed into hating it or loving it, even if they don't know much about it.
Yeah, yeah, and there's much when you get these larger parties involved too. There is a degree of manipulation that can occur, right?
Yeah,
So if
and
the general outlook and the general goal right now is for the United States to accumulate Bitcoin. At least
yeah,
that's those at power. That's
yeah,
their ultimate goal. And
yeah,
so the price is going down during that, but they want to
and
buy
yeah,
it. They want to buy it first before other other parties have an opportunity to get more than them. Like it's it's still so strong, and even though we're seeing this kind of sell off and the chaos that's going on, like you have to kind of look beyond it and look
yep,
at the asset itself and say, okay, do I believe in what Bitcoin and crypto is?
yep,
And if you're listening now, then that's obviously yes. Then you have to look at a time horizon outlook, just as you said, that if you're doing DCA activity and or buying and holding for a long period of time, um, generally speaking, that's paid off really, really, really well when it comes to Bitcoin.
yeah, yeah, bro. And like, when you think about it too, bro, I wasn't thinking. Nobody was thinking about Kamala Harris or Trump, or maybe Trump right around here. But like, nobody was thinking about any of these people. Like, the reason we're buying it, like Bitcoin, is the decentralization factor. All of a sudden, it's bad over here because Trump. Like, that's what like a group of people think too. So I think there's that narrative going in the market where it kind of creates that almost weird sentiment, right? We're so bullish. Everybody wants to buy. The country wants to buy. Well, everybody wants to accumulate, but all of a sudden the market's dipping. Which, again, as far as market goes, and charting, and these fibs go, like, honestly, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if we came back to 63, touch 72. I would like to say we hold either 78 or 72, but it's a weird time, man. The supply factor, I just feel like, doesn't make sense for us to go down here unless nobody all of a sudden wants it and they create this mass fear. But you even you see the narratives that are being driven now that are bad about crypto. It's mostly just the political side of it, when in reality the main reason we came here, bro, is because the US dollar was bleeding. It was a leaking boat. It was gaining 6% of water every year, and they just kept building the walls taller. And here we are. That's the main reason why most people adopted early on, especially over here, bro. Especially over here, that first run, then you kind of got some more eyes where people saw opportunity, gained some hope. Maybe that person that thought they were about to work 40 years for for a company the rest of their life. We're like, oh my god, bro, maybe we don't have to do that. And I feel like we're in that same moment, dude. It's the price of Bitcoin and the media. If you get caught up listening to the wrong people, bro, you'll go exactly where they're going. If you listen to the people who don't have any dreams and are not driven, you'll end up going exactly where they could go, or you know, want you to go. Because in reality, man, like you have to be confident. Like imagine you listen to Jim Cramer, bro. He's on the news. Jim Cramer said, "Idiot sandwich if you buy right here." Who's the idiot sandwich, Jim? Like at the end of the day, you gotta remind yourself, dude. If you listen to the mainstream, and this is where titles, the mind. Sorry, I kind of went on a rant here, but this is kind of where the mindset's a big thing too, and how you think. Because if you can't think for yourself and you trust Jim Cramer, or maybe your neighbor Uncle Dave, because Uncle Dave one time bought a business and the business didn't go so well, and well, guess what? We're not Uncle Dave. Sorry, buddy. And ultimately, what does Uncle Dave know, right? Did he study it? Did he put the hours in you did? Like that's where the conviction and the belief factor comes along. Like most people that are in crypto and have been in crypto, they have a different belief. Like they don't care who's president. They don't care. Like, did they probably want Trump? Yeah, they probably did because they saw he was more bullish on it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, they're going to keep the same plan. They're going to keep playing the same game. Everybody in the money markets does. They just utilize the patterns of the market, from whether it's Republican, Democrat, whoever up in there. But as far as crypto goes, bro, honestly, this is actually I feel super. I feel like it's like a blissful moment. I think in the market for me because I'm just kind of like, dude, I'm just buying. I'm not like you think of the car salesman who's trying to like, you don't want to buy the car from the guy who's like upcharging at 20K, right? He's trying to become a millionaire off one sale. And if we keep in mind, like, look, most of us aren't multimillionaires, even 100,000aires. Like, you're not going to become a millionaire off of one buy unless you get lucky on a meme coin here or there, whatever. But um, if you're buying Bitcoin, these meme coins, and even some of the altcoins, maybe one buy doesn't make you a millionaire, but you play the long term game, maybe it does. Maybe it does. Like Jim Rohn says, it's harder to believe you can make a million than it is to actually do it. And it's not about making the million, it's about what you become on the journey to make a million. It's the person you become.
Facts. Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, I like that.
I'm on a rant there, boys.
Because that's kind of how I'm treating my crypto is it's not really as a well, yeah, obviously I want to make money, but using it more of a like a retirement account or a savings account. So just keep growing it, and when it hits that certain number that I feel like I need, which could change over the next couple of years, it could change tomorrow. Maybe when I hit that number, I'm like, let's just double it one more time, and and then it goes from there. But yeah, just using it as like a retirement account, I think is a good strategy, and not typically worried about price, just buying and buying, knowing that in the next 10, 15, 30, 40 years that it's going to be up from where it's at now.
Yeah, ultimately, it's escaping the broken money system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
give
where
it like another week, and then I'm gonna start DCing it in. I think for Bitcoin.
honestly, bro, not a bad idea. Like I still think we can move lower. Um, like I seen Ave kind of rip through this level. That's kind of what makes me believe that. I kind of came over here to DeFi Llama, which is I haven't been on in a long time, but it's nice to see that Maker's back on here, which kind of makes sense why Maker also moved on the market or moved on the charts a little bit. We had Maker. You guys can see everything on the screen, right? Including like my whole screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. But I feel like Maker got some action. Still holding this level pretty well. It's a rough level here, but I feel like we're still holding pretty well. We got some. I feel like it's bullish to see Maker back on here. I feel like the rebranding kind of really kills the project at this point, whether it's NFTs or even a token. But you can see, I mean, Maker's been the largest out of all of them. I mean, Liquidy's up there now. Aave has always been up there. This is new parallel protocol, but what we're looking at here for those who don't know, this is the leverage version of spot trading. Pretty much what these people did is they go inside of Maker, they utilize Maker's protocol, because Maker has an awesome utility where you can go in there, lock your own money up, and take loans out against your own money. So ultimately, what these people did is took loans out against themselves, and they have a liquidation level. So they have to either pay all this money back to get their money back, pay their loan back to get this money back, or if ETH hits 1255, this gets wiped out. Maker sells it to cover the loss, so they don't lose their butts in the loan, so they don't lose and they can still make it out. But what's cool here is sometimes I come on here and I like to see where these major levels are. Like, this guy's got 109 million. So if ETH hits 1800 bucks, if ETH hits 1800 bucks, that guy's gonna get liquidated and lose 109 million bucks. Most likely, he's not gonna want to do that. So he either has to add to his position, so he has a smaller price. Sorry, I'm looking for ETH. Or right. So if you, oh goodness, he's getting close, my boys. He better. He's playing with fire here, bro.
What is that level? What's the level he
Was
gets liquidated at, you said?
pretty much 1800 bucks, dude.
Oh, jeez.
It's $60. If that thing moves down 60 bucks, he gets liquidated on that price and loses 109 million.
Should we watch it happen live?
Yeah, he's probably got a smart contract in place, bro. So it's probably like a bot position too. But what's cool though is to see where, like, you almost can kind of come in here and see like an average price, right? We're not going to come in here and add all these up, but you can kind of get an average price. Like we got another 1500, 12, 13, 13, 13, 16, 14, and then we can add. We're identifying patterns, and really that's all trading and marking charts up. It is at the end of the day, right? We can make it fancy, call fibs, retracements, bullish, bearish, but ultimately it's just simple pattern recognition. Now, crazy enough, the two levels, my fib, and I'm not copying this by any means, this was already drawn here. It has been for a little while, but 1359, 1671. We can see a lot of those prices are similar. I'm not saying, that's my position or anything, because it's not. I wish it not that one, maybe this one. This guy that has a liquidation price of 340 bucks.
Dang.
He's sitting pretty.
Yeah, he should be
Um,
good.
but what's cool though is you can kind of almost get an average on where these people get liquidated, and like that's where it makes me believe too is kind of coming on here, checking checking Aave, seeing where these lending protocols are going. That kind of leads me to believe that maybe we do come down to 13, about 1400 bucks, 1600 bucks for ETH. Bitcoin, maybe it holds, maybe it doesn't. Hard to say. But I mean, personally, I think we continue down. I mean, I think we at least come down here and touch 75. I think we do. If we don't, great. I'm still buying anyway. Every this Friday, tomorrow, I'll be buying more. Whether it's 50, 200, 300, whatever I have left after paying my bills. Like, that's where dollar cost averaging, I think, takes the average person to next level. Is just, dude, just keep buy when you can, save it up, and then buy maybe when it's at a better price. For me, I've been buying, so my average price is actually just going up at this point. Can't really move it down. Other than that, boys, I mean, that's really all I'm looking at as far as major stuff. Other than like the alts, like Aave, ST Aaves.
Alts are definitely bleeding a little bit more.
Yeah, and dude, GRT, oh my goodness, bro. I honestly, I swapped my GRT out for the time being. I'm like,
Where's this thing landing?
yeah, I was like, look, I like the project. It's a great project, but I'm gonna hold some Sol or some XRP.
Yeah, they're at some levels like Uniswap's down back at a level,
Yep.
where we saw at the bear market, like the bottom of the bear market.
I noticed XRP's holding well. XRP
Yeah,
is
XRP is going
really,
strong. XRP is really strong
really
right now.
holding $2, dude. That $2 just holding nice above there. We wake down a few times, but nice to see that. Well, at least something's holding.
That's a massive
Not
head and
everything.
shoulders, though.
Yeah, right.
Not right. Like it's right there.
I got the shoulders, and there we go.
Yeah, XRP strong.
But
Yeah, it
yeah,
is,
XRP
bro.
is the strongest one right now, isn't it?
What's that?
Isn't it the strongest like
Yeah, it's held
top
the
10
best
right now?
over the last week.
Yeah. I just heard that Dubai is allowing transactions to be on chain on XRP now,
Hmm.
Huh.
or the UAE.
That's honestly pretty interesting, bro. The farther the faster and closer we get to November, like the more I feel like maybe it is true. Maybe the banks are really going to use these as their messaging system, which would only make sense. Like, because the current one we use, and this is I think what like most people that don't really know it on like a tech junkie level, like this is a real life example. So Tommy, Crypto Bird, sorry I doxed him, but Crypto Bird and I,
Mhm.
we went out to a Hispanic restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, and dude, it was great, bro. Awesome service, awesome food. We go to pay, and there was just a little bit of a language barrier because there wasn't much English being spoken in this place, which I'm not bad about by any means, but I don't speak any Spanish, unfortunately. Muy poquito. Pintora español is all I got. And bro, I go to pay, and like my card swipes, and like the money comes out of my bank, and she's telling me like no money, no money, and I'm like, what do you mean? And I show her like, look, no, I paid, and she's like, no, no internet, no money, and I'm like, okay. So I look at Tommy like, yo, bro, you got cash? And so he gave me $40. I paid for our food. And I was like, I'll just let me get the receipt. I keep the receipt because I'm like, let me just dispute it. Bro, it took like a whole week for me, like, and she was right. She was right. It didn't go through. It was a pending transaction that failed. And, but bro, it took a week to finally like solve itself. And I'm thinking like, bro, imagine if I sent you XRP. Like if I sent that lady XRP right now, and it was going to take a week for her to figure out what happened to it.
Yeah, I had a similar
How
experience on
like how hard would that be to keep track of it, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying?
for
Like,
real.
it would be so hard to keep like an accurate record keeping on something that takes a week to really say, hey, this is what happened. Here it is, didn't go through. So it does make sense to change messaging systems between bankings, credit cards, all that.
I was staying at a hotel and they take a security deposit,
Hmm.
$200 security deposit for some reason, but um, dude, it took like a week to get it back. I'm like, good thing I have like, extra money in my bank account. What if I had bills that came up and I needed that $200?
Yeah, bro,
I'm like, come on, guys.
it's wild.
One other
The-
thing, really quick, kind of might switch the topic a little bit, but that MetaMask card, they're partnered with
Huh?
MasterCard now. That MetaMask card
Yep.
is now out where you can, um,
Really?
it dropped on the 4th, I believe, but been out for a little bit over a week now, and you can spend your crypto seamlessly anywhere like a credit card or debit card without having to move it. Typically, since, say I have mine on a ledger, I got to send it to Coinbase. I got to swap it to USD to get it into my bank account. That takes 1 to 3 business days. That's how long it takes to get crypto back into my bank account. But with this card, you can just put it on there
That's sweet.
and spend it seamlessly, and it'll do the transactions for you at a low fee. And apparently with 3% USDC cash back. Oh, maybe that's
That's
if you buy the
awesome.
metal. I think that's
Did,
if you buy the metal card.
did you get it,
No, I
Pearson?
I should.
You should. You should be the guinea pig, bro. Um, and what I thought was cool, I marked out our first collab space. So if you guys bought Solana the first time,
I
Bridge
guess
Three
you're down
Labs
then.
and Elite Wealth, you officially round trip that puppy. uh,
Ouch.
Hopefully you sold.
yeah, right. But
NFTs are similar. Go ahead, keep
Sui.
going.
I was just clicking a few more things here. Sui. Um, I mean, it's still on a decent level, bro. I like where it's at. Sui was one Danksy I think you were watching, right?
I think so. It was recent.
Yeah, the Sui. Well, we kind of, I guess, all are, but you were the one I think that mentioned it.
Yeah, yeah,
Doge.
definitely brought it
Yeah,
to my attention.
Rotes, you were right. It is leading the way, huh? Control I. What is it? Shift I.
leading the way in its
Not down as
collapse,
much.
Well,
or
it's leading the way as far as I think the biggest percent down, right? Is what you were
Oh,
saying
it's the largest down. Okay.
yeah,
as far as main tokens. Yeah, bro, it's taking a beating. I mean, all of them have, but that was quick. I feel like that looks like the Bitcoin's weekly chart.
Yeah, I mean, all the charts kind of look the same right now.
Yeah,
But yeah, next week I'm gonna start buying in and hope for the best. But we're probably gonna see a little bit more red before that happens. That's my
yeah, I think
prediction.
so. I'd like to see like 12 cents on that thing, bro. I would love to see that. H bar, I think, is another one too that's still kind of moving down a little bit, even though it's in the mix with XRP. I think we could still see 17 cents.
Cardano had a little pump at the beginning of March.
Caspa, I know some
It's
people are
pretty nice
thinking
to
of this.
catch, but
Chainlink, undervalued, my opinion.
yeah, crazy price right there again. Could see $10, I guess.
Solana, is another one too. Obviously, that I'm like, I would like to see it actually either hold like this 106 level roughly, or come back down to like $65, bro. If it came back to 65, that'd be a dream. But yeah, other than that, bro, that's all I got for tokens. Garrison, you were mentioning NFTs. I don't know if anybody else has any tokens they want to look at, or
I guess NFTs are kind of in a similar position. Um, I know Rhodes mentioned a few of them already. Quirkies have held strong. They are like a stable coin at this point, which is good. But yeah, they've had some movement over the last week. The vibes have been high, I feel like, on crypto Twitter and everything.
yeah.
So, I mean, market might be down, but I feel like vibes are high. People are excited that are still here, and it's just a natural retracement.
Markets are down, but vibes are high. I like that.
Yeah, because all the ones that are here still that are active on X and everything were here when Bitcoin was at 16K too. So
Let's see, bro.
we're all like, is it's not the end of the world, guys. We're just chilling, rebuying.
Where do you guys normally go for uh, like statistics for NFTs?
I usually use Magic Eden, but the
yeah.
chart roads. What was that chart site again?
WGMI.
WGMI.io.
Dang, bro, somebody's trying to get my safe pal, my MetaMask.
Let them get in.
Uh,
Can you type your password in on show password?
yeah, right. My stuff's slow right now, bro. I don't know what's going on. Forget me. All right. What am I looking at here, bro?
What you need to do is look at good vibes on Magic Eden.
Good vibes on Magic Eden.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
Magic Eden, what NFTs are you looking at buying?
Oh, I
A
haven't
lot.
looked at beans in a while. Let's see what they are at. Okay.
If the good vibes are still strong in a couple weeks, I wouldn't mind taking a look at them.
Which one is it? So is it an
Good.
actual project or you?
Yeah. Yeah. Good vibes club.
Okay.
Yeah. There you are.
Oh, those are dope, bro. I like
I've
those.
seen those around a
Kind of
bit.
like a cross between Doodles and Punks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Doodles, Punks, and what's a good 3D collection?
A kid called
Mm,
Beast.
There you go. Yep.
I
Yeah,
like
they're the art, the variety, etc. It's well done. Post reveal was pretty strong, not a lot of dip there. So, if this was 2022, 2023, I think there'd be a lot of energy behind them in terms of uh, the project itself. But I think there's potential for some slow progression on them. A lot of KOL buzz on the timeline. Of course, if I were to see this much buzz on a project in the past, I'd say that's very bullish. But when there's so little going on and so little new releases or strong optimism on projects, it doesn't take much for people to kind of latch on, right? But they're
Yeah.
pretty cool. I think if you're into NFTs for the art, these ones stand out. But I think there's probably some degree. I've always been a strong fan of NFTs that are well representative of like human form or something like that. I think those can be really well related to when it comes to PFPing, etc. Yeah,
So Rhodes, these are about the same price as beans right now. If you were to pick
interesting.
one, if you were to pick one, I know you'll probably end up sweeping the floor on both of them here soon, but
I It's an excellent question. I think, and I'm sure short term I'm going to be wrong, but I would choose beans.
beans. I
Yeah.
feel like I would too. It's hard to just these new projects. NFTs are so
Mhm.
like backwards lately.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard to
That's exactly the hesitation is buying
Maybe
into a new
hasn't like
project right now is still quite risky. You're in a lot of ways, new projects kind of have that meme coin, quick rally and dump. So,
right.
like I said, 2 weeks from now, that's where I would look at this. And if it's still going strong, you might be getting in late. I might not be catching the bottom, but at least then you could see if there is momentum for something like this to hold on.
That one's pretty
Because
cool.
these
That
are
one's
these are
Rhodes
cool.
right there.
I like them.
That's Rhodes.
Right there, it is.
That one is pretty sick though. I
I
do
I
like that.
um I saw one from, where is it? Um, Steve from uh, the
Coffee
crypto.
with Captain
What is?
guy.
Yeah, there you go. Coffee with Captain.
NFT
So
Bart, I
Steve,
think is
there. Yeah, exactly. So he on his Twitter found one that is like very much him, like
Oh,
dialed in
really?
him. Yeah.
Is it his PFP right now? I want to look.
No, he's committed to his own
Yeah, I
picture as his
figured. I was,
PFP
I was, I would have been
for some
surprised
time.
if he if he changed it.
And that's it. There's not a lot of PFP changes with this at the moment. Just a lot of retweeting, a lot of positivity towards the art. There has been some um, honoraries that have been PFP'd, etc., which is pretty common. But yeah, they're interesting.
Yeah, bro,
And
definitely.
as far as 3D art goes, like they're not overly aggressive when it comes to 3D. They're still 3D, right? But
Yeah.
I think overall aesthetics, everything that's done on them, they're interesting. They're fun. Like I said, this was early 2022, late 2021. I think these perform well. They probably cook.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, there's some cool ones. I like the checkmate one. I like this diver one, the scuba mask one, the black and white comb over
Preaching.
black. That's funny. Stash black. Yeah, I like the grayscale. Yeah, bro, I think they're pretty cool looking. I like how it looks personally. There's some of them in here that are pretty sweet.
There are some nice quirkies on the floor as well. There's a lot of nice. Really, I'm pretty sure any project has a nice stuff on the floor right now.
Yeah.
what's the price of like Aeons or Sprotos?
Um,
The Gremlins.
Hmm.
Oh, bro, I do not like that art.
I like the primary colors. I think they're striking. They stand out on the timeline, but yeah, they are very much an eye of the beholder kind of style.
I do
Yeah,
like
but
that one that's listed at like 1.24, I think. Yeah, right
this
there.
one
To the right
or
one
this
more.
one.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
I do like that one. Yeah, they're definitely a little weird, bro.
Very, but
I'm not the biggest fan of them, but like they're different. I'll give them that. I like how this one's got two. It just reminds me of like Futurama or something, like some weird alien you'd see in
hmm.
Futurama. Interesting.
What's the floor on Sprotos right now? Like 2.5?
Point eight.
0.81,
Yep.
which is yeah,
Can't believe
pretty
that,
good.
bro.
They were 3.5. I think as high as 3.5 not long ago. You can see it on the chart there. Change it to
Yo,
daily.
somebody gifts you an NFT and it's one of these. Are you happy or like sad?
I'm I'm probably taking that ETH. Um,
Oh god, bro. This I like the black background ones, I guess. If I had to pick ones I liked.
They're recognizable.
but I'm sure they got a great community. A lot
Yeah.
of awesome people in it.
You're not gonna
I've
hear me
seen
say
them
the art.
around.
You're not gonna hear me say I love all the art though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why art's art. Not everybody's gonna love it. Some people probably
That's fair.
put their life on the line for one of these.
Yeah, bro. If the artist ever hears this, sorry, dude. It's not my cup of tea. The Penguins. 8-8. What about meme coins? What are you guys looking at for memes?
Well, I've been trading memes in so long. I've just been sitting on my hands, just waiting DCA soon next week, and then that's kind of my plan right now. I literally haven't touched a meme in so long, and then like the few times I do, I get fucking fleeced.
Yeah, when Doge is leading the way down on kind of the weekly snapshot there, it's not a good sign
Yeah.
for the memes in general. Like I said, there's a little bit of action going on for new pop culture memes and tokens that have performed well off of that. But you have to be connected to not connected in terms of knowing people, but just like in watching the meme tokens as they kind
Yeah.
of pop up. But I think the risk reward on memes is still quite volatile, and unless you're portioning in a bit of a risk portion of your spending, I
Use use your
not to do
profits
that.
for sure.
Don't even use your profits. Like take take the money that you would waste, you know,
On a lottery
elsewhere.
ticket
Exactly. I
or a
mean,
slot machine.
because that's what it is, right? So, and you have to have that approach. Otherwise, you are going to give a lot of money back into the market.
Yeah.
Which it's good to donate to the market. Somebody has to do it. You know, not all of us will donate to the market, but
That sounds. I'm not donating to the market. That seems like the worst idea. But
Oh god,
some
bro.
people have to for us though, you know.
I donated a decent chunk of GRT to the market, that's for sure. And bailed myself out with Solana.
One
oh man,
GRT is one
I'm not.
GRT. One ETH is one ETH.
I haven't seen this hyperliquid chart in a while. That looks really bad.
Yeah. It's not looking great. It's not looking terrible though. I mean I don't really know the tokenomics on it.
They just buy back in. They buy back their supply with fees. That's kind of
Gotcha.
the main idea.
Let's see. Market cap, fully diluted.
Is there a lot of it locked up then? There's not a
Well,
circulating supply.
not much.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense now, though.
Yeah. Anything
More than
else,
half
boys?
the
Want?
supply, though, I guess, is locked up, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really have anything else unless you guys got anything else you want to cover. Just stay patient and
Facts, bro.
oh,
No, I think this drawdown, maybe recession worries or
that
correction
is
worries.
part of it too.
I mean, it's good for if you have some capital on the side, like some dry powder. It's great to buy back in, right? Because Bitcoin is upside, right? They're expecting millions of dollars per coin, and this is the best time to buy, right? You're not buying at 100K plus. You're buying at was it like 80K, 80 something K right now.
Right.
Yep.
Get
Something
it.
that something that I kind of take as a perspective, not just in crypto, but prior to this, and prior to even when I was in crypto, is that typically when something seems terrible, right? And there's a lot of headlines right now of things that are not positive. When you reflect back on it, and if you want to think back to even COVID, although COVID was extreme enough that I'm sure you could still recall the impact it had on your life, but typically being that when something is dramatic in the moment or not great in the moment, if you're to go back a year from now and look back on it, it's nothing, right? You're not going to remember even
Yeah,
just
for
like
real.
this month or 2 months of chop, right? So just keep that in mind when you're looking at these headlines. A lot of these headlines are drawn up in a way to get attention, and it feels like a lot of us, X, etc., uh, love to
Glorify
perpetuate,
it, I feel like is
glorify or perpetuate the negative sentiment, right?
yeah.
And that it overblows things a lot more than the actual reality and detriment that it has, right? So I watched a video recently from Max on our other show, and it was just like headlines after headline after headline through 23 and 24, how the market's going to crash because we're going to go into a recession and rates are high and we're going to have a hard landing, and you're looking at inflation just crazy overcooked, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What did the market do during that whole period of time? Cooked, right? So as much as you can follow those headlines and see that as bearish and look at it and overreact, typically being not the case. Um,
Remember, they're buying too. They want the price low so they can buy better, as in the
and
government.
you need
Exactly.
a pretty substantial multi-year kind of recession to really change the market in a dramatic way. You go back to
Yeah.
2008 and where that was, and it's 2 years later you're back up above 2008 kind of levels, right? And so these type of events that occur typically don't last long.
Yeah, I
Right?
don't think they'll
And as
be
long as
able
you're
to
not selling the bottom, you're in a good spot.
I
Yeah,
don't think
never
they'll be able to
sell.
manipulate this market, like the crypto market, as good as they can, as well as they can the other markets as well. It's going to be more news-wise, like we've seen. So
ETFs
sentiment.
also play into it though. You get your TradFi investors that will react maybe a bit more than or differently than your crypto investor that might be a little more diamond handed, so to speak, or have a
Yeah.
higher conviction in an asset versus those trading in and out of it, right?
They come back over the weekend and they're down 50%.
Yeah.
Like, this is a scam.
This is a scam.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
It's
boys. I
been a
don't got too
nice,
much.
clean, succint hour.
It's been a
Um,
Yeah.
it's been
a
a
lot of
long
good
time since we've
information.
had us since we have all had wow,
All of us, yeah.
since we have had all of us on here. I will be here next week as well, same time.
Do we dare a prediction for next week?
Oof.
124 Ave.
No, no, don't say that.
Let's just do Bitcoin. What do you think for Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
in a week from now,
We're still trending down.
I think we'll just be at the same spot. Like we might have
Uh,
gone down. I think we'll wick down over the week and be back up
over
here next
under 82,000.
over. Over.
Over.
Under.
Under. Under.
Shit, I'm trying to be optimistic here, guys.
You think it'll
Hey.
be under 80K by next week?
I already bought the dip. How many more dips do I have to buy?
Probably one more, and we're good.
It's all
I
good.
don't know, bro. We'll
I
see.
I
don't
wouldn't
know
mind
until we see
stack up a couple checks.
72K feels like a range that we have to now hit before
I agree.
we're moving up. And so unless we get that 72K, I think we're just trending down to it. And then once we
So-
flush that 72K, and then maybe we get a little bit of a dip below, but like hold a close on a 72. I still think we're trending down.
Stay patient.
Same, bro. I want to see us touch this box here. We'll leave it here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems like it at this point.
We'll color it green for opportunity.
There you go.
All right, boys. It was good talking with you, yapping. It's nice always spending an hour with you guys, checking out see
Sir.
what the market's doing. We'll be back next week when Bitcoin's either
Yeah.
over or under 82K.
Good line, by the way. I think that's a fair mark.
Yeah, right. It is. Good call.
All right,
All right,
fam.
boys.
Have a good week and we'll see you guys next week.
Cheers.
Peace.
All right, take care, guys. Peace.